Hi, it's Dominic, Germanaicreator, and if you are into AI agents, AI influencers, and the latest in AI, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. In today's video, I want to present you one of the most powerful AI hacks out there, and this is how you can create talking AI avatar videos of yourself completely automatically with n8n. This is very powerful because it saves you an insane amount of time and you can create content from anywhere at any time at scale. So if you are looking for ways to automate your own content production or you plan to do that for other people, this is your video. As always, the workflow will be available as download in my free AI course, so if you just want to import that workflow, make sure to subscribe there for free. With that being said, let's check out the workflow. Alright, here we are at my personal n8n account and we see already the entire workflow. In a second, I will fire it up so that you see it in action, but first I want to give you a little overview which components we have here and how they work together. So everything starts here on the left side with a form submission trigger. That means when we execute that workflow, there's a little pop-up and we can just enter a video idea, 1 or 2 sentences, and this is enough so that our workflow can turn that into a talking avatar video that looks and speaks like I do. So when we provided the video idea comes to our AI agent, and that agent is equipped with several Google Sheets tools. And what they do is actually very simple. So first, the AI agent looks at 10 example reels that I created in the past and that I like and that performed well, so that the agent has an idea how I actually like my reels. Then the agent has also the possibility to read the reels it already created in the past, and I just implemented that to avoid repetition and that the agent is always creating more or less the same reel. So when the video idea is now coming in, the agent first checks the resources to get inspiration and avoid repetition. Then it creates a new video script based on the idea provided. When it is done, it also stores the new idea in the same Google Sheet it already checked out a couple of seconds ago, and then it puts it out here to that element, which is transforming it into a valid and good looking JSON file. Why do we do that? Very simple. This makes it easier to extract the video script and provide it to that HTTP element, and in that element we reach out to the platform HeyGen, where I have my talking AI avatar hosted, and we send that video script exactly to that platform. Then the video gets created, which can take up to several minutes, and because of that I implemented that waiting element. Why did I do that? Because if we try to download the video and it is not ready yet, we get an error. So we wait here 5 minutes, and when this is done, also the video is ready and we can get a download URL, and then with another HTTP request we download the actual video to my n8n account, and then we store it in Google Drive. So in the end we have something like that in my Google Drive, a finished video. So that's it regarding the general concept here. Now we will fire it up so that you see it in action, and then I will give you all the information you need to make this work for you as well. So when I click here execute workflow, there's a little pop-up showing up that I exactly customized like that, and it tells us exactly what to do. We have to provide any video idea, and of course I already prepared one. So in that example I want to go with that one. Humans are no longer the smartest thing on the planet. AI surpasses us in almost any domain. This will have massive consequences that most people haven't even on their radar yet. So this was just a quick idea I had, and I thought it would be cool to create a video about that. So I make a copy of that. We go back to the pop-up and I just paste it in here, and then we hit submit. And when we then go back to our workflow, we see it already started working. So the agent checked out the examples. It also wrote the reels it already created in the past. Now it stores the new reel also in that Google Sheet, and then it provides it to the HTTP request. Now at HeyGen, the video creation already started, and this will wait now 5 minutes until we finish off the workflow. I already explained why. We just have to wait until the video is ready before we can download it. And when we go now to HeyGen, that's exactly the platform where I hosted my AI avatar, we see the video creation already started. We are already at 31%, but this can take up to 3-4 minutes. Because of that, I implemented that break in the workflow. I will say more about HeyGen in a minute, but first we finish the workflow. So when we go back to the workflow now, you see the waiting element is still spinning. I set it up to wait for 5 minutes and I come back to you when this is done. Great, the video is done. We got the download URL. Now we download the video and now it gets stored in Google Drive and now everything is done. So when we go now to the Google Drive folder, we see we have the new video here and we are done with the workflow. Of course, I will also present you the result, but first I want to give you some more information about the workflow so that you are able to recreate that for yourself or integrate parts of it into other workflows. Because once you understand how everything works together and you know how to set up the API to reach out to HeyGen, you can create truly powerful things. So let's get started. So first of all, on the left side, you see I worked here with a very simple form submission trigger, a video idea that we manually provided, and then the agent turned it into a video script. But of course, you could also add here any other workflow you want. You just have to make sure to provide any source of information that the agent can turn into a video. I also created another version of that workflow where we use here an automated workflow that does research for us on several topics. And if you watched my last YouTube video about the LinkedIn automation, you already know that part. And because of that, I don't want to introduce it again in that video, but I will provide both versions as download in my free AI course. So no worries about that. All right, and that's it regarding the input side of that workflow. And then we come to the agent. And the agent has to have, of course, a system message. So this is basically controlling the entire behavior of our agent. And everything starts here with a role. You are a scriptwriter AI agent that creates powerful short-form video scripts for Dominic, aka Germanaicreator, based on the structure and tone that have proven successful in his past viral content. You also know how to write perfect captions. Okay, then I have some objectives, what I basically want the AI agent to do. For example, to check out the examples, but also the video script it already created in the past. Then I gave it the structure, how I want each script to look like, the style and tone, the input format and also the output format, how I want the JSON to look like that is coming out of that agent, and in the end some final instructions that I just want the output, nothing else. This is important if I want the output as valid JSON. Good. When we go back to the canvas now, you see that I added these 3 Google Sheet tools. Why did I do that? Because I want the agent to check out different sheets of that Google tool, and one time I want it to read and one time I want it to write, and because of that I had to set up 3 different versions. And when we go to that Google Sheet, it's exactly that one. You see that we have here on the first side example reels. So these are just scripts of reels that worked quite well for me in the past, and I just want the agent to be aware of those and to check them out every time it runs. Then I also wanted to check out the reels it already created for me in the past, and in a third step I also want the agent to add the new reel it just created also to that list, so that over time the list gets longer and longer and we avoid repetition. And beside to that, I also made the AI agent write me an Instagram caption and also a YouTube Shorts caption so that I can post these videos as fast as possible. So when we go to the agent, we see as an output we basically get the script, but everything looks a little bit messy, and because of that I entered that step, and this little JavaScript just turns it into a nice looking JSON. Alright, and now it gets interesting, because now that we have our video script, we have to send that video script to HeyGen, where we hosted our AI avatar, so that the video can get created. And we do that via HTTP request. So when we go into that HTTP element and we scroll down to the very bottom, we see exactly the kind of structure that we have to provide to HeyGen, so that HeyGen can automatically create the video for us. And I know this looks very cryptic and very intimidating, but trust me, it's actually pretty simple. And now I want to show you where you get all this information from. All you have to know at that point is that this is basically our settings that we are providing to HeyGen, so that HeyGen knows, okay, what actually shall I create. All right, here we are at HeyGen, and this is exactly the platform where I trained my own AI avatar. I think I already created a YouTube video about avatar creation in the past, and also in my free AI course I have an entire video about the training process of your own AI avatar. So I don't want to talk about the AI avatar training in that video again, but in a nutshell I can tell you it is so easy, it's unbelievable. You just upload a 3-minute video of yourself talking into the camera, make sure that your hands are not up here but somewhere down here, and that's it. And then you click on generate and your AI avatar gets created. And once your AI avatar is created, you can go here to avatars. And when you click on that avatar and you go up here to these 3 dots, you see copy avatar ID. And the avatar ID is exactly what you need to be able to create these videos automatically. So make sure to store that ID somewhere so that you have it available. But that's not all, you also need something else. You also need the voice ID, and you get the voice ID when you go to AI voice, and then you find all the voices that you already trained. And every time you train an avatar, you also create a voice ID. And if you want that voice ID, you also go to the 3 dots and then get voice ID. So you already have 2 numbers that are very important so that you can create these avatar videos. So how do I know all that? Very simple. I went to docs.heygen.com. This is another website of HeyGen that is providing all the information you need to know to be able to use their service via API. And when you go then here to avatar videos with HeyGen API, you get a huge documentation and you get all the information that you need to know to be able to create the avatar videos with their API. So in our case, we need to create videos with your personal avatar and voice. And when you click on that and we scroll down to exactly that, create avatar video with V2 APIs page, you see exactly the information that you need to be able to make that happen. So I know it looks a little bit confusing, but at the end of the day, all you have to know here is that down here we have the settings and we have to fill that out with our own information. So here we have the voice ID. I just showed you a second ago how to get that. We also have the avatar ID up here. This is also a number you get from HeyGen. And when setting up the HTTP request at n8n, of course, you also have to fill in your own API key. So at the end of the day, you have to provide 3 different numbers. And now you already know where you get the voice ID and also the avatar ID. And now I show you where you get your API key. So if you want the API key, and you definitely need that if you want to create the videos via API, you go to the normal HeyGen website and then you go to your profile and you go down here to the settings tab. And then when you're here, you go to subscriptions and API. And now it is very important to pay attention. We have now basically 2 different services at the same HeyGen platform. We have the HeyGen app. So this is their subscription, and then you have a certain amount of credits and you can create avatar videos manually on their website. But what we need is the HeyGen API. So we have two different things here. And if you want to be able to use the HeyGen API, you need at least the HeyGen Creator plan. Okay, so this is the cheapest plan of HeyGen. I think at the moment it costs $29 or something, but it's definitely worth it. And only if you have the Creator plan, you are able to go here to HeyGen API and you get an API key. Okay, and if you want that API key, you just go here to copy, and that's it. And then you can also paste it to that JSON you saw earlier to set up the HTTP request. One thing is also very important. If you are on the Creator plan here at HeyGen, and when it comes to the HeyGen API, you are at their free plan, you only have 10 credits per month for the API. Okay, I say it again, at the normal app you can create many videos, but when it comes to the API you only have 10 credits left, and I think 1 credit is worth 1 minute. So you can create 20-30 second videos via API, which is quite a lot. But if you want more, you have to also get a subscription for their API. And this is honestly quite expensive, because when we go here to upgrade, we see that the next subscription already costs us $99 per month, and then we get 100 credits. It has another advantage. We can then get rid of the watermark, because if we go with the free account, you will see in a second that the video has a watermark, and if we have the pro subscription, the watermark is gone. So at that point, probably most of you think, okay, this is too expensive, I don't want to do that. Why do I show that? Very simple, because it is a super powerful skill. At the end of the day, if you want to create these kinds of videos for other people will pay the $99 per month, or maybe you can even live with a little watermark, because the watermark is at the very bottom, as you will see in a minute when I show you the result. And in my opinion, it is super important that you generally understand how APIs work and how you can integrate different platforms and services to your n8n workflows, because this makes them truly powerful. And I want to be honest with you, I tested now the AI generated videos for myself, and when I discovered that the videos perform even better than my own ones, I will definitely switch to the pro plan, because $100 per month is nothing if it saves me a lot of time. So this is just my personal view, but I just wanted to share that thought with you. Alright, so once again, when you go to docs.heygen.com, you find exactly that information. Now you know exactly where you find your API key, where you find the avatar ID and also the voice ID, and then you have to just swap out these values. You go back to the n8n workflow, and then you fill in these values exactly down here in the expression, and of course you also have to fill in your API key up here when you want to create these videos via API. Alright, we go back to the canvas, and the rest of the workflow is actually pretty simple. We had here also the wait element. I set it to 5 minutes. This is just recommended because otherwise it could happen that you try to download the video when it is not even ready yet. And then when this is done, we have to get the download URL of the video, and we do that with another HTTP request. And here again we have to share our API key, and we have to contact exactly that URL you see up here, and we have to share the video ID, because otherwise n8n doesn't know which video actually should be downloaded. So where do you get the video ID? Very simple. When we go back to the canvas to exactly the first HTTP request, as a response we get here the video ID. Okay, and then when we go to that element, we can just select exactly that one. It was that HTTP request, and then we can just pull that ID in here. I already did that, so I don't do it again, but now you know exactly how you can get that download URL, and then as a result we get here the video URL. And then when we go back, we just have to set up one more HTTP request, and up here we provide now the so-called video URL, and then we download the video, and that's basically it. And then there's just one more element, the Google Drive element, and as you see, this is also very simple. You set up your Google Drive credentials, and then you select the operation upload. You provide the data here as input, you select your drive and also the folder, and then the video gets uploaded. Very simple. Alright, and as promised, I also wanted to share the result with you. You see, we have a little watermark down here, but as I already mentioned earlier, you could easily just crop the video, so then the watermark doesn't even matter, or maybe you can place a logo on top of it. Nevertheless, I think it's not so disturbing, and the video like that is already quite valuable, at least in my opinion. So let's check out the result.
Think about this. We've officially created a world where AI consistently outsmarts us. From diagnosing illnesses better than doctors, crafting symphonies that rival Beethoven, to beating us in games and creative tasks alike. Things we humans cherished as uniquely our own. But here's a twist that might surprise you. It's not about humans versus AI. It's about us embracing a new collaborator, a powerful partner in creativity, efficiency, and growth. The real question is, are you ready to collaborate with the future instead of competing against it? Changed everything for me. Follow for more AI insights.
Yeah, you see, it's a pretty impressive story and a very nice video. And basically, we just created it out of an idea. And now you can imagine how much time this will save you, especially if you combine that with other AI tools as well. I also created a tool that can do the captions, and it will also add images to the video. I will probably bring a tutorial about that as well in the future. Alright, one last important thing before we end the video. I also created another version of that workflow that I also provide in my free AI course as a download, and that version basically works with a schedule trigger, so that every day the workflow researches different topics, then provides the topics to the agent, and then the agent creates automatically videos about exactly one of these topics. I already talked quite a lot about exactly that part of the workflow in my last YouTube video about LinkedIn automation. Because of that, I didn't want to share it again here in that video. I just wanted to let you know that I also provide that as download. Alright, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and you got a lot of value out of it. If so, make sure to leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what you think about this workflow and what you think about the quality of the talking AI avatar. I hope we see each other in the next video. Take care and goodbye.